How's it going, guys? It's Cloudy YGO, and we got the winner of the Photon Nova Sneak Peek Tourney. Tell the boys your name and what you playing.
I'm John. I also go by Crit. I was on Exosisters tonight, went 4-0. I wasn't expecting this deck to do anywhere near as well as it did, so I'm kind of surprised myself. But let me just go ahead and show you what I got.
Yeah, show us the goo.
Yeah. So, obviously, you start out 3 Martha. You run this. If you don't run it, you don't run Exosisters.
Oh, tell him.
Straight up, this card makes the deck work. It's the only way you can go into your boss monster on turn 1, even though you still need a second name. You run it at 3. If you could run 4, you run 4.
God, yes.
Next up, Triple Ellis. The second best Exosister is just an extender from hand. It can win you in time. Came up tonight. All of them do the exact same thing. If your opponent moves something from the graveyard, you see something from with itself. Only really comes up when you send it off Vadis. The next up, Triple Stella. Pretty standard ratio. Just special summons another Exosister from hand. Double Sophia onto the 2 worst ones. This one just nets you a plus card, so it gives you +1. Good to bait out a Veiler or something if they don't know how to hit you.
Okay.
And then Irene, the brick of the deck, you only run it because of Vadis. You have to have Sophia and Irene because they mention each other to bring each other out off Vadis. It does literally nothing worth it. Note, you can put a Exosister card back from hand, draw a card, it ends up being a -1. As for hand traps, Triple Ash, best card of the format. And
Shifter.
Triple Imperm. So this is your hand trap lineup. There's a couple more in the extra deck, but this is pretty standard. Imperm and Ash for Sprite. The only deck that really gives you a really hard time. Triple Prosperity. This deck is actually consistent enough without Prosperity. You run Prosperity as an Ash bait, because if you get ashed on Martha, you cry.
Oh.
So if you always go Prosby for 6. You've always got the same 6 extra deck spots. They see you go for 6, they're gonna assume you bricked, and then they're gonna ash it, and then you just full combo anyway.
So Exosisters and Mind Games, huh?
Yep. And here's the spice.
Cross out.
Yes, this came up multiple times tonight. You have 3 choke points in this deck, where a hand trap can absolutely end your career.
Yo,
You
so
run this.
So you're obviously hitting Ash, Imperm,
and then in the side,
Nibiru.
you put in 1 nib
Okay.
minimum, because your Magnifica summon is your 5th summon. No, sorry, it's your 6th summon.
Back when I got into the game, I was a firm believer on Crossout. This is the goo right here, my boys. Crossout.
It really is. If you run hand traps in your deck and your deck dives to those same hand traps, you run this. Worst case scenario, you side it out. People sleep on this card. It's just hands down. Triple packs. It's your Rhoda or E-Telly. If you've got a mentioned partner in the grave, you can special summon another one out. Or you just search. Usually you're searching off Martha. For a little fun fact, this can search any Exosister card. So if you've got all the monsters you need in hand, you just search the other trap that you need.
Pay 8, feel great.
Exactly. Double D Fisher. It's the only floodgate you really run in the main deck. This is actually good for insulating your plays against Veiler and Ogre, because Ghost Ogre actually does hurt. And then the main deck Feather Duster, because you're going to get hit with the backward deck game 1. So if you can steal that game, just no reason.
Okay.
Along the same lines, this deck is horrible at going second. It needs the side to do so. So let's introduce the side deck into the main deck. Triple Evenly.
Hey, yo.
If you go second on this deck and you have no way to break a board, you just go game 2. This gives you a way to break a board. And you can search it out with Prosby.
Man's main decking the war crime. Holy.
And then your standard ratio, 2 Vadis, pull out a life partner pair from the deck. 2 Returnia gives you access to the 4 bandages.
Both searchable, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of this. Anything with an Exosister name is searchable in this.
All right.
On for the side deck. Oops. Triple Nib. People sleep on this card in this format. If you hit Sprite on the Gigantic with an Imperm, as soon as they go try to make a second one, no. The partner for the go second, triple Dark Ruler. This is only really going second if I don't really know exactly how to hit something. This is just the generic side in.
How do you feel about Dark Ruler?
Oh, that card's ass.
What I've actually been tempted to take out of the side for either Lightning Storms or Cosmics, Twin Twizzlers. The reason I'm kind of not too much on these is because of the discard. I'm already having problems with card advantage. So I think it might be better going over to Cosmic, or honestly, probably better to Lightning Storm, because you don't die as hard to Anti-Spell as a lot of other decks.
Okay.
Speaking of, triple Anti-Spell.
Yeah, it's a good card.
It's back row deck. You need it. Keep your back row cards. Finally, same line, triple Judgment.
Okay,
I got tired of this man recording specifically hitting me with the Twin Twizzlers in the Lightning Storms game too, after making me go first. So
yeah, gotta hit him with it.
Here's the Judgments. For the extra deck, we're just gonna start off with the generic ones. These are your prosperity targets.
Okay.
They're generically good, so like you've got this package here for against towers. This card's one and only purpose in life is to get me out of rivalry. Lina, generically decent, and then the Begustian, the Abyss Dweller. This is to BM against tier, and then this stops anything that doesn't die to Shifter.
Okay. The Beguski.
But like I said, these are usually your prosperity targets, so you're not really ever going to make them, honestly. As for the generic ones, double Magnifica. Seriously considering bumping this up to 3 because of Cash Money Terra. If they can get both of them out, then you lose your boss monster. The star of the extra deck searches you your follow-up in regards to your actual back row. It can also be used in an extender. If you tag out from Magnifica into her, that gives you 2 banishes off 1 card. Caspatel, this is your engine card. Alternatively, also my favorite artwork. Gotta love that spear. This searches any Exosister monster, and it also locks the entire both players out of special summoning from graveyard. So activate this against Dark World on a tag out. They just end their turn.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that happened.
Yeah. Jabreen, this is your OTK enabler. It's a detach effect. All monsters gain 800. So if you're going into game turn 3 with both Magnificent and Jabreen, double attack, 36, 36, 21. That's OTK. You can also bring this out off the Exosister effect. It's a quick effect target impermanence like ability. And then for the final one, Asophiel. She's Abyss Dweller. Her only point in existence is to be an Abyss Dweller. The other ability never comes up. It's a bounce for one of my cards and one of yours.
Okay.
So.
You have any shout outs?
Shout out to me, myself, and my bank account. TCG Player for allowing me to get my 3 prosperities. Shout out to Troll and Toad for still being fast on shipping. Shout out to Little Uzi Vert for something.
Uzi.
I don't know else. Shout out to whoever's recording this because he's a cool dude.
Holy.
Shout out to this man over here. Walking away. Mr. Samantha.
That's all we get.
Holy.
Shout out to my opponents. It was a really great night. I did not expect, honestly, jokes aside, I did not expect to do this damn well tonight. First time. Matchup round 1 was against Tier Phantom Knights. Yeah. Round 2 was against Dark World. Round 3 was against you playing Sprite Tier. Round 4 was against Bestial Sprite.
All right. Well, anyways, it's Cloudy YGO, and we're about to head out. Deuces.